So who here grew up with like the pre-1900s, 1990s cartoons? Everybody pretty much? Who here was post-1990s? Barney? Yeah. Well, most of us missed the post, but this speech was pretty much started off, well, I got the idea from my brother's wife. She's really protective of her kids. She won't let them watch Ninja Turtles even. Like that's how, I mean, 5-year-olds, to me that's old enough to watch Ninja Turtles. So she's really overly protective. And it kind of goes back to the censorship topic that Alex brought up earlier. What should we allow our kids or other people, our spouses, go through? What kind of hardship, what kind of experience should we allow them to go through? Here you got Ninja Turtles, in my opinion, you got good versus evil. They kind of teach a life lesson to all of us. Same with Tom and Jerry, you've got intelligence versus muscle. Well, not muscle, but cat. So, and then this kind of delves into, I've got a cognitive neuroscience class I'm taking right now. One of the main things that we learned is that neurons are fire together, wire together. That's pretty much the more you use a specific part of your brain, I guess, it more adaptable you become to it, the better you are at doing something. So if you look at one word every day for like a week, you're going to memorize that word fairly well. I'm relating this to the cartoons because by watching, trial, the Ninja Turtles actually having trial, going against good versus evil, kind of instills a level of, morality that society would like to have it, I think at least. And so the more that the children at least, or anybody is like, put in a situation that becomes complex, forces them to think about it, your brain naturally just improves itself to adapt to that situation. So your brain, your neurons take action to improve the environment. Every time you think of something, the more you do it, your brain naturally connects itself to improve itself. Over time, it minimizes the error feedback. That means basically the more you do something, or if you fail at something, realize it's wrong, then your brain naturally corrects itself and reduces that failure or lack of actual intelligent thought. So ideals when we were little, good versus evil, right versus wrong, we all pretty much stuck with that. Cutting versus strength. I think that gives us like an important view of value of education. And what she has her kids watching, stuff like this. What is that? Seriously. I mean, first time I watched it, it was like, the first one was that train one with faces. To me, it looks like deformed faces. Train like makes it up the hill, which is, I guess, better than these. But Teletubbies, no value there. A lot of society pushes for sing-alongs, stuff like that. I guess it's good for infants, but once they hit like 4 or 5, or pretty much anybody, you're going to have to let people learn to actually have live through trials, experience something more than, I mean, that's a trial, I guess, but it's not a trial we want to really, I wouldn't want to put my kids in front of at least. That was creepy. But, so yeah, it's really like, it's weird that a lot of people are making their kids watch it. They're trying to protect their kids from the harms of the world. And just like the censorship, they're going to come around to it eventually. All of us are going to have, we're going to have to learn, is the stove hot? You have to touch the stove to realize it's actually hot. So, Ninja Turtles, they taught teamwork, tenacity. Ninja Turtles would hit a failure, they'd pick it back up, they'd go for it. Education, pretty much brains could outwit the sheer strength of the cat. You have to allow yourself to have risk. This goes for children, for adults. Risk, pretty much, it increases your experiences and your knowledge. You don't do anything, like she was saying, boredom. A lot of people let themselves get bored because they're scared of risk at the same time. So if you take your risk, whether it be in, a lot of us are in business, you take a risk for financial gains. And the people that aren't taking the risk, they'll get a little bit of financial gain possibly, but overall their life's going to stagnate, their finances are going to stagnate. So the more risk you have in your life, the younger you do it, at least in my opinion, the less you're going to have to go through later in life. And then, yeah, that's pretty much my speech. Most importantly, don't watch Teletubbies. Don't let your kids watch Teletubbies, because it's just not very good. So yeah, everybody allow risk in your lives. Don't be too cautious. Experience as much as you can while you're young, and that way you can have it influence your important decisions in adult years.